Most people die with a list they never started. I'm 79 years old, and I've watched it happen more times than I care to count. You think complexity is the problem, too many choices, too much noise, too much information. But that's not it. The real problem is simpler, and it's killing you slowly. You're trying to control everything at once, and in doing that, you're controlling nothing at all. I know how that sounds. Like I'm about to sell you something. I'm not. I'm just tired of watching people drown in shallow water. Here's what I mean. You wake up, and before your feet hit the floor, you're already running a mental checklist. Bills, emails, the thing you forgot yesterday, the thing you'll probably forget today. You tell yourself you'll get organized. You'll make a plan. You'll figure it out. But you don't. And every night you lie down with the same weight on your chest. The feeling that you're behind, that you're failing, that life is happening to you, not because of you. Does that sound familiar? I spent 40 years like that. And I'm going to tell you what changed. But before I do, I need you to understand something. This isn't about productivity hacks. It's not about waking up at 5 a.m. or cold showers or journaling. It's about something older than that. Something we used to know before we built a world that rewards distraction. Let me start with why I'm even talking to you. I don't do this often. I don't have a channel. I don't sell courses. But a few months ago, my grandson asked me a question that I couldn't shake. He's 32. He works in tech. He makes good money. And he looked at me across the dinner table and said, "How do you do it? How do you just live?" I didn't have an answer that night, but I've been thinking about it ever since. And I realized that most of the people I know, people your age, people my age, are asking the same question. They're just too embarrassed to say it out loud. So if this video helps even one person stop spinning their wheels, it's worth it. And if that's you, leave a comment. Just say, "I'm listening." I read every single one. Because here's the thing. We don't have forever. I know that sounds obvious. But you don't really believe it yet. Not the way I do. Not the way you will. For most of my life I believed I was living. I had a job. I had a family. I paid my bills. I showed up. From the outside, everything looked fine. But inside, I was just going through the motions. I wasn't present. I wasn't choosing. I was reacting. Every day was a response to something outside of me. A deadline, a demand, a notification. I told myself I'd slow down later. I told myself I'd figure out what mattered later. I told myself I had time. That was the lie. I remember the exact moment I realized it. I was sitting in my car outside a grocery store. It was a Tuesday afternoon, raining. Not hard, just that steady drizzle that makes everything gray. I'd just come from a meeting that didn't matter. I was about to go home to a house that felt more like a waiting room than a home, and I looked down at my phone. 12 unread emails, 3 missed calls, a text from my wife asking if I'd pick up milk. And I just stopped. I stared at the rain on the windshield. I listened to the sound of it. And I thought, is this it? Is this what I traded my life for? I sat there for 20 minutes, maybe longer. I didn't cry. I didn't have some big revelation. I just felt empty. And I knew something had to change. But here's the part that scares me. I was 53 when that happened. I still had time. Not a lot, but enough. Most people don't wake up until it's too late. Until they're 70, 80, lying in a hospital bed, wondering where it all went. And by then, the list is just a list. The dreams are just regrets. You think you have time. You don't. Not the way you think you do. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you did something just because you wanted to? Not because you had to. Not because someone expected it. Not because it would look good on a resume or impress someone or make you more money. Just because it made you feel alive. Can you remember? Most people can't, and that's the problem. You're not living, you're managing. You're optimizing. You're surviving, but you're not alive. I know a man. His name was Robert. We worked together for 15 years. He was smart, hardworking, loved his kids. He used to talk about retiring early. He had this plan. He and his wife were going to buy an RV and drive across the country, see the national parks, sleep under the stars. He showed me pictures once. Yellowstone, Yosemite, the Grand Canyon. He had it all mapped out. He just needed to wait until the kids finished college, until the mortgage was paid off, until he had enough saved. Just a few more years. He died at 61. Heart attack. No warning. The RV was never bought. The trip was never taken. The pictures stayed on his phone. His wife told me something at the funeral that I'll never forget. She said, he was always waiting for the right time. And the right time never came. Do you know how many people I've watched do that? Wait for the right time, wait for permission, wait for things to get easier. Things don't get easier, they get different. And then they end. I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you because you need to hear it. Because if you don't hear it now, you'll hear it later. And later is too late. Here's what I learned. Complexity isn't the enemy, control is. You're trying to hold everything at once, and you can't. No one can. You think if you just work harder, plan better, organize smarter, you'll finally get ahead. But you won't. Because the game is rigged. There's always more to do. Always another email. Another deadline. Another problem. The list never ends. And if you keep playing that game, you'll die holding a list. So what do you do instead? You let go, not of everything, but of most things. You stop trying to control what you can't control. You stop trying to do everything. You start asking a different question. Not how do I get it all done, but what actually matters. And here's the hard part. Most of what you think matters doesn't. I know that's uncomfortable, but it's true. The promotion, the likes, the approval, the perfect plan, none of it matters. Not the way you think it does. What matters is simpler, and it's been right in front of you the whole time. Let me give you a framework. 3 words: reduce, clarify, commit, reduce. Look at your life. Really look at it. How many things are you doing that don't matter? How many obligations are you carrying because you're afraid of disappointing someone? How many habits are just noise? Cut them. Not someday, now. If it doesn't make you feel more alive, let it go. Clarify. What do you actually want? Not what you think you should want. Not what your parents wanted. Not what looks good on Instagram. What do you want? And I don't mean a vague answer like, I want to be happy. I mean a real answer. What does a good day look like? What does a good life look like? Write it down, 1 sentence. That's your compass. Commit. This is the part most people skip. You can know what matters. You can know what you want. But if you don't commit, nothing changes. And commitment isn't a feeling, it's a decision. It's saying no to everything else. It's choosing the same thing over and over, even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when no one's watching. That's it. 3 steps. Not complicated, but not easy either. Here's what changed for me. I stopped trying to do everything. I stopped saying yes to things that didn't matter. I stopped waiting for permission. I started asking myself one question every morning. If today was my last day, would I be proud of how I spent it? And if the answer was no, I changed something. I didn't quit my job. I didn't sell everything and move to a cabin. I didn't do anything dramatic. I just started paying attention. I started choosing. I called my daughter more. I took walks without my phone. I read books I'd been putting off for years. I cooked meals instead of ordering takeout. I sat with my wife in the evenings and just talked. No TV, no distractions, just us. And slowly, the weight lifted. Not all at once, but piece by piece. I stopped feeling like I was drowning. I stopped feeling like I was behind. I started feeling like I was living. You can do that too. You don't need more time. You don't need a better plan. You just need to stop. Right now, today, and ask yourself, what am I doing that doesn't matter? What am I not doing that does? The answers are probably simpler than you think. Maybe it's spending an hour with your kid instead of checking your phone. Maybe it's finally starting that project you've been putting off. Maybe it's just sitting in silence for 5 minutes and remembering what it feels like to be still. Whatever it is, do it. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Because here's the truth. You don't have 3 minutes. You have one life. And it's shorter than you think. And more beautiful than you realize. But you have to stop treating it like a problem to solve. It's not. It's a gift to open. I'm 79 years old. I've buried friends. I've made mistakes. I've wasted time I can't get back. But I'm here now, and so are you. And that's enough. That's more than enough. It's everything. So take a breath. Let go of what doesn't matter. Clarify what does, and commit to it. One step, one day. One choice at a time. It doesn't have to be so complicated. And if you're still with me, leave a comment. Tell me one thing you're going to let go of today, or one thing you're going to start. I want to hear from you, because this isn't a lecture. It's a conversation, and I'm listening. What's the one thing you've been putting off that you know, deep down, actually matters?